And here we go on this Monday. It is the 17th day of January 2022, the day we celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. Welcome to Real Talk Memphis. I am your humble host, Chip Washington. Very happy to be here on this day. You know, they say this is the day on, not a day off. Well, it's a day of service. So this show provides a service to you, the listening audience. You know, we like to try to teach you some things as well as to entertain you as well. And very happy to have you with us. Gang's out here tonight, and we are looking forward to another fine broadcast. Now, before you ask, there are a number of ways you could get this fine piece of radio broadcasting. Let me lay them out for you. Of course, we are on live and local right now, 91.7 on your FM dial here at WYXR. You can also hear us on the station website, which is WYXR.org. You can also catch us on the TuneIn app. Just put in the call letters of the station, WYXR, in the search and hit play, and you'll hear us crystal clearly. And we are on this little thing we like to call Facebook Live. And as we are a podcast, you can catch us tomorrow after they posted the show. Sometime tomorrow afternoon, we will be available on podcast platforms all over the country. So how about that? I think we have a pretty good show for you tonight. We're going to dedicate it to kind of learning about how we train our next generation, so to speak. And we're also going to take a little trip to our local edition of what I like to call Hollywood. We're going to talk a little bit about television and film in the second half hour of the show. My guests tonight include Candace Tate. She is the program coordinator for a program called Next Memphis, which works through the Porter Leath Foundation and it works very closely with daycare and childcare facilities so they can do what they need to do, which is to help formulate our young minds and start to get our children on the right road. We are also going to talk with Cortney Richardson a little bit later on. He is the marketing director for the Peer Power Foundation, which basically trains college-aged students to tutor and mentor high school students. Next generation, one step up. That's how you do it. And Courtney's going to talk to us about Peer Power Foundation, what they are doing, and what things look like as we get into 2022. And as I mentioned a few minutes ago, a little bit later on, we're going to have Linn Sitler. She is the commissioner of the Memphis and Shelby County Television and Film Commission, and she's going to talk to us about what is going on out on our streets and what we can expect to see in the television and movie world as we represent Memphis, Tennessee. So looking forward to all of that. Most of you, I'm pretty sure, probably had the day off today, but if you decided to give service back, of course, that is really the true meaning of this holiday. That is great, but if you didn't, that's fine. I hope you got some rest and relaxation and are ready to move into another direction tomorrow. We are going to begin the show in just a minute, but before we do, we have to honor you. We have to celebrate you and your trip around the sun, as we all like to say, but we can't do the celebration of the birthdays until I say, hit it, Lola.
Happy birthday!
Yeah. It's your birthday, it's your birthday, it's your birthday. Happy birthday is going out to Mr. Rick Thompson. I know Rick Thompson. Happy birthday, Rick. Also, Rosalind Gill is a fan of the program. Today is her birthday today. Happy birthday, Rosalind. Ron Jones, it's your birthday today. Sabrina Livingston is celebrating a birthday, as is Stacy Hobson. Miss Stella Jones. Stephanie Glover is celebrating today. Angela Morris Hudson, it is your birthday. And Fatima Valera Rice, it is your birthday. Happy birthday to each and every one of you. I need to acknowledge a birthday from yesterday. Someone all of us know, if you watch the television news, in particular on News Channel 3. Yesterday was Stephanie Skurlock's birthday. Happy birthday to you, Stephanie, on yesterday. I'm sure you had a great day. And last but not least, two of my cousins are celebrating birthdays on the same day, which is tomorrow. So happy upcoming birthday to Betty Jackson Salone and to cousin Daisy Orr, both celebrating tomorrow. Happy birthday, each and every one of you. I hope you celebrated great on this day or whenever your birthday is. If you have a birthday in January, happy birthday, the January babies. We appreciate you, and we hope to be around next year as you celebrate another trip around the sun. Thank you, Lola. So as we step into some of the news and notes today, of course, many people around the country commemorating the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., which is today. There were several marches around the country today. And I guess my question to you is, where are we as a society? Have we gotten any better? I think someone asked his oldest son, Martin III, what he thinks that his father would think about where things are in this country today in terms of race relations and other things. He said he thinks his father would be a little disappointed as to where we are. What do you think about that? I think we could do better. We could always do better. And as long as we strive in that direction, I think we will be okay. You didn't think that I was not going to talk about the Omicron virus, did you? It is still pretty big around the country. Over 700,000 cases a day, 1,700 plus deaths nationally, hospitalizations on the rise. And yes, hospitals are starting to bust at the seams a little bit. There might be an indication that this variant has peaked a bit. Now, peaking doesn't mean that it is just going to just stop all of a sudden. It may have reached a crescendo as far as its elevation is concerned, but it is going to have to come back down, and that is going to take a while. It's going to take a while for those numbers and those cases to come back down. But I will say this, in particular, Shelby County, cases of young people, very young people, is troubling. The numbers are really, really high. And, that seems to be a bit of cause for concern. So if you haven't vaccinated your young people, please, please, please do so. If you are not vaccinated, you need to go get vaccinated. You need to go get your boosters as well, because we are still dealing with a very real threat of all of this. And it not going to end anytime in the near future, but hopefully we have reached a plateau where they will slowly start to decrease. We'll keep a very close eye on that. We're still seeing anywhere between 2,000 and 3,000 new cases a day. So that's no joke. And a lot of folks that I do know personally and a lot of family members have come down with the virus, and they say it's no joke. So we're always looking out for you. Want to make sure that you're doing what you need to do to take care of yourself, your family, your friends, and those that you care about. Okay. I heard a very troubling statistic last week in reference to this is the 17th day of the new year, and we have seen 14 homicides in the first 17 days of a new year. We always, say when we end the year in a certain way, we pray that things are going to start out fresh, new, and better. We've already seen, several children under the age of 18 have died at the hands of others, and that trend seems to start to be picking up. Again, we're not starting out in a very good way. And once again, you have parents out here, you have groups and organizations out here. What is the answer? What is the solution? How do we fix it? How do we get these guns out of the hands of young people and just folks with, walking around or driving around with reckless abandon, with no regard to life? And speaking of that, when we were last together, I told you that there was a manhunt on for the individual who shot and killed young Dolph. Well, since that day, we have seen 3 arrests now. The man who was allegedly the one to pull the trigger, 23 years old, he and an accomplice were found in Indiana, about 500 miles away. Last week, they are both here in the Shelby County awaiting a trial and what happens next. And there was also someone who actually was arrested in December but somehow has been connected to this this very sad murder as well. So there are 3 people in custody in relation to the young Dolph killing. So we will let the legal process take its course, and we will move forward from there. So, we had this big concern about the snow. All of us were talking about snow last week, and Saturday was a rainy day, and what was going to come after that? It was going to turn into snow, and depending on where you were, you could have seen 1 to 3 inches. You might have seen 2 to 4 inches. Well, I don't know about you, but I didn't see a whole lot in my house. Lola, did you see a lot at your house? Okay, she was on the highway. Did you see a lot on the highway? On and off on the highway. Jack didn't see a whole lot either where he was. So I think we got away clean with it. Not too bad. I mean, it was nice to look at, on Sunday morning. We saw, whites on the roofs of the cars and on the roofs of your houses and things like that in the grass. But not too bad at all. So I'm going to segue and end this segment by heading into the sports news. And we talked about all the NFL coaching openings. There are 8 as of today. But if you watched any of the wild card football action over the weekend and you notice on social media how very, very quiet it's been, this town in particular, you either have to be a Dallas Cowboys fan or a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Well, Dallas lost and Pittsburgh lost. So they're both out until next year. And there's a lot of rumbling about what's going on in Dallas about some of the decision-making and the play calling at the end there. Could Mike McCarthy, be out as the Dallas head coach? I don't know. Jerry Jones is pretty upset about the whole thing yesterday. But they're out, so better luck next year for you Dallas Cowboy fans. And speaking of Pittsburgh, Ben Roethlisberger played his last game as an NFL veteran yesterday after 18 years in the league and 2 world championships. Big Ben is hanging up his cleats. You'll see him in about 5 years at the Hall of Fame ceremonies. So hats off and kudos to a very big, wonderful, and successful football career for Big Ben. By the way, the Tigers lost over the weekend as well. They had a double. If you saw that game, they were beating ECU by a ton, double digits, and ended up losing by 1. And so that's, they just completely collapsed, just blew up. Anyway, that's enough of that. So we are going to take our first break of the big broadcast. And when we come back, we're going to get into it. We're going to talk to Candace Tate from Next Memphis. This is Real Talk Memphis. I am your humble host, Chip Washington. You know who you are. Our first break. We'll be right back.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
Russ College is now accepting applications for the fall 2022 semester. Located in Holly Springs, Mississippi, and just minutes away from Memphis, Russ College offers degree programs in business, education, math, science, and much more. Call 662-252-8000, extension 4043 for more details. Russ College hosts its Spring High School Preview Day, February 16, 2022. For more information, it's on our website at russcollege.edu. Russ College, where tomorrow's leaders are students today.
The University of Memphis is proud to be a founding partner of WYXR. They have recently been named an R1 institution by the Carnegie Classification of Institutions of Higher Education, putting the U of M in the top tier of research universities nationally. This milestone solidifies the university as one of 2 flagship public institutions in Tennessee. More information at memphis.edu.
The University of Memphis is proud to be a founding partner of WYXR. They have recently been named an R1 institution by the Carnegie Classification of Institutions of Higher Education, putting the U of M in the top tier of research universities nationally. This milestone solidifies the university as one of the 2 flagship public institutions in Tennessee. More information at memphis.edu.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
And welcome back to Real Talk on this Monday, the 17th day of January. I hope you had a good day. I hope you had a good weekend. And we're going to start the week out in fine fashion. You know, there was a story that caught my eye last week about a program run through the Porter Leath organization called Next Memphis. And I thought it was worth an extended conversation. So I have invited as our first guest tonight, Ms. Candace Tate. She is the program coordinator for Next Memphis. And Candace, first of all, Happy New Year, and thank you for coming on Real Talk Memphis. I appreciate it.
Happy New Year. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to, again, share the word about Next Memphis.
Absolutely that. So if you will, give us a little background on the organization or this program in particular. It is run through the Porter Leath Foundation and organization. And tell us kind of, set it up for us as to into what Next Memphis is all about and what you all are trying to accomplish.
Absolutely. So like you said, it's run under the Porter Leath umbrella. Mm-hmm. Next Memphis is an initiative. This is we're going into our third year. Okay. And what we do is we work with community child care centers, as well as this year we are expanding to work with family day homes as well. And we provide services that Porter Leath has provided for years to support the child care centers and family day homes to bring that level of support and education and learning environments up to a higher scale. So what we're able to do, because Porter Leath has a wide variety of experts under their kit, we provide educational support as well as instructional coaching support. Those two supports directly help the teachers in those family day homes and child care centers to provide a higher level of expertise and instruction for their students. They're able to do behavioral coaching to guide any children that might have behavioral issues to a different through Colonial to get them seen, to kind of work out any kinks with them. We also provide facilities, maintenance, and IT support. So if there's a center that needs to maybe order a large amount of supplies, but it's going to be higher to do it for themselves, we can bring in our vendors to do the ordering, so it's a little bit cheaper. We also provide HR support so that if they're having issues with hiring or providing those yearly reviews, our team is able to come in and assist those directors and owners with that. We also provide data support. Mm-hmm. So when our instructional coaches and educational specialists are doing the educational assessments, we can go back and show the teachers, the parents, the owners, directors, what it looks like for their child to receive this instruction, to get these assessments, and how they improve. And we can track that through them through kindergarten and then as they go through third grade. We also offer, it's a lot. We also offer family support. Yeah. So we will work, so our family support specialists work with the families to set goals and do a family assessment just to see where they are on a certain scale. You know, is there any support that they need? Is anybody facing homelessness, or are they worried about job security, or are they trying to get their GED?
Well, so that's I'm sorry, I didn't mean to catch up, but that's a lot. That in and of itself, that's a lot. So I guess I have a couple of questions here. Yeah. Do you have, these individuals in question that are helping these facilities, do you have folks that are there on a daily basis? I mean, is this a weekly thing? Is it a daily thing? I mean, how do you go about assessing in the total way that you seem to be assessing these particular agencies in these particular places?
That is a great question, and that's actually a key piece of what I do every day, is coordinating those services from the staff that we have out to the centers in the community. So when we first get a new partner, we'll do an onboarding with them. We'll ask a couple of questions, well, a lot of questions actually, and we'll do an assessment. You know, that assessment goes into the classroom, it goes into their HR tools that they use, what data they collect, what their finances look like. And from that assessment, we'll get kind of a baseline of where we need to start, and we'll develop a plan for that center to move forward. Whatever we see that might be not necessarily deficient, but something that we can see needs improvement, we'll help that center to improve in those areas. And we also take whatever concerns the directors or owners may have with that when we do that assessment, so we can see exactly what they need.
That's a pretty comprehensive a way to really insert yourself in the community. You know, as I was saying, and for those of you who are just joining us, we're speaking with Candace Tate. She's the program director of a program through Porter Leath called Next Memphis. Now, having said all that, I guess I need to ask, how many of these daycare, these day home centers are you affiliated with now? How many are you partnering with now, and are you looking to expand that?
I love it. So we currently have 22 community childcare centers that we partner with,
okay, and
we have 15 family day homes. Mm-hmm. And we do our recruitment in the spring. So we are looking to expand. We're looking to add about 15 to 20 more community childcare centers, as well as another 10 family day homes in the upcoming by September, August. We're looking to have a whole new set onboarded to join into the Next Memphis partnership.
Do you have enough folks, if you're going to extend it that many more in addition to what you already have? Do you have the staff and the folks to be able to continue the level of care and attention that you are dealing with already?
Excellent question. So right now, no, but what we do every year as we grow, we hire on. So we know that coming up by September, like I said, we're going to have our new partners in place. So then starting in the summer, we'll start recruiting and hiring for the staff that we need to expand. So as our partnerships expand in the community, so does our staff.
That's pretty impressive, actually. And as I was sitting here thinking about it, there's been a lot of conversation, and I'm sure you guys, because of what you do at the fine work of the folks at Porter Leath, what you do on a daily basis, to start to formulate these young minds, the preschool, the daycare, the day homes, and things like that. Talk about just how critically important it is to be able to start at such a young age, and how important it is for these facilities to be able to have this type of, I guess, mentoring and coaching from an organization like yours.
It is critically important, especially here in Shelby County, that we even, under the Porter Leath umbrella, we have a Cornerstone program as well as a Parents as Teachers program that helps mothers to be their child's first teacher. So it starts with the mother, it starts with the parents, to getting that child to be able to, learn to read, learn their letters, learn their numbers. So it's critically important. I love that we actually have our own early Head Start centers across the city, and then we move into the early Head Start piece, which goes past that 2 years old. So we all know that those kids' brains are developing really, really fast, and there's so much that they learn early on that starts to shape them. And over time, the studies have shown that by third grade, the reading levels, they start to fall. So what we hope to come in and do is kind of not only work with the students, but work with the teachers to help to enforce and instill the learning and tools. And then, like I said, our family support staffs work with the families to reinforce those educational structures at home. So you're working with,
not only working with teachers and the instructors, you also have a component where you all actually work with the families themselves, because this is, obviously, the children have to go home to their families to be able to continue, I would imagine, the learning that is just beginning in terms of these centers. Am I correct?
Absolutely. Yes, sir. It starts in the center, but we got to take it back home, because if they're not continuing to learn at home, it's going to fall off and lag a little bit. And one of the stories that I like so much is from one of our instructional coaches. They tell the parents that it could be as easy as you're driving to the school or to the store with your child in the car, look at the wheels on that car. What are they? Is it a circle or is it a square? What color is that bus? Mm-hmm. It's as easy as picking up these things just as you're driving down the street, to have those small conversations, and they make a big difference over time.
Always teaching, no matter whether you're in school or you're out of school. And you just gave some very valuable tips and very easy things for a parent to do with their children. Even as, like you say, driving to the store, or driving, to grandma's house or whatever, to be able to maybe have them notice, certain things. And that is all a part of the learning, component. And that's I mean, to me, that's really where it all starts. I think a lot of people sometimes, and there's always been a debate about this. How early do you start? But I mean, it sounds like you guys are starting pretty early, and you're going to take it up to. Did you say take it up to at least third grade? Is that did I hear you say that earlier? Or
so we focus up until 5 years old in majority of our students.
Kindergarten, right? Okay.
But those reading levels, they show that if you get a good foundation up to third grade, if they continue to excel, then they will be superior and efficient through their high school years.
So before I let you go, can you kind of let us know or let the audience know if they want to know more about Next Memphis and want to learn how Next Memphis can possibly help them? Give us the information if you wouldn't mind.
Absolutely. So if you go to the porterleath.org website, you will see more information about Next Memphis. And there is one clarity I want to make that, again, we do work directly with childcare centers and family day homes. We've had a lot of families directly reach out to us asking about the support that we provide, but it goes through the center. So if their child is enrolled in a center that is a partner with Next Memphis, then they can receive all the services and benefits that we offer. So the porterleath.org website will have the information. They can go to the Next Memphis page. Part of that is under construction, but they can send us an email. If any directors or childcare owners are interested in forming a partnership, we will have some informational meetings coming up in the spring, and we can definitely reach out to them and get them involved.
Parents reaching out directly to you all about what it is that you're doing means that you're doing something right. And it is obviously getting the attention of those who need it the most. Candace Tate, thank you so much for taking some time to come on the show and speak to us about Next Memphis. And, you're welcome back anytime that you have some programs or some initiatives or some signups or whatever it is that Next Memphis is doing. Congratulations on your success, and I wish you nothing but the best in the rest of 2022.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure being here. I appreciate you.
Absolutely that. Ladies and gentlemen, Candace Tate from Next Memphis, which is a hub of Porter Leath, the Porter Leath Foundation. And if you've been in Memphis any length of time, you know the fine work that Porter Leath does with our families and our children. Very, very informative interview there. Thank you so much, Candace. We're going to take our second break, and when we come back, we're going to continue the theme of training young minds. This is Real Talk Memphis. I am Chip. You know who you are. I think you know who you are anyway. We're going to take a quick. You never know. You just never know. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page, and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
The Brooks is open in Overton Park. Home to Memphis art collection since 1916, the Memphis Brooks Museum of Art holds the largest collection of world art in the region, with more than 10,000 works spanning 5,000 years of art and cultures. Remember, every Wednesday is free and open until 8 p.m. They are a proud sponsor of WYXR. For more information about the museum and their exhibitions, visit brooksmuseum.org. You belong at the Brooks.
Rust College is now accepting applications for the fall 2022 semester. For more information, visit rustcollege.edu or contact admissions at 662-252-8000, extension 4043. Rust College, where tomorrow's leaders are students today.
The stuff that WYXR brings to the airwaves is already playing in the parking lots and basements where the next generation's journey is just getting started. And we can't imagine building the brands we do without the role music played in our lives. No matter what kind of art you make, music is what sets you on your path. Loaded for Bear is proud to support WYXR and community radio everywhere.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
And yes, indeed. Welcome back to Real Talk Memphis on this Monday. See, I gave you about a minute and a half just in case you were confused about who you are. Then now you're educated and you're informed and everything else. And speaking of that, my next guest is part of a group and an organization that basically trains young minds to train younger minds, and I would delve into that in just a minute. College-age children, not college-age young people, rather, to teach our high school folks and mentor them as well. Now, Cortney, I see that nice, smooth picture. You can, if you want us to, everybody to be able to see you on Facebook Live, you're more than welcome to hit that button. But if not, I understand completely, and I will say to you, welcome to Real Talk Memphis.
Well, I am happy to be here. If I could get this lighting situation figured out, I will definitely come on live by the time all of this ends.
Very good, my friend. Very, very good. And again, very happy to have you. And there's always a nice test. Look at that. Look at him, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, he has decided to join us live tonight. Hey, Cortney said before he came on that he really enjoyed the first interview we did with Candace. So you like that Next Memphis thing, do you?
Oh, that Next Memphis piece is critical, and it's always great when organizations work alongside other organizations.
That's right.
Doing work to help power them. But if more people are involved in what Next Memphis is doing, more young people, then by the time we get those young people in our program, they would have a great foundation. So I think that's great.
Amen to that. So let's talk a little bit about the Peer Power Foundation. You have a pretty nice setup, and in terms of what you're trying to do, once again, to help educate and get these young minds ready to be the future leaders, not only here, but who knows where, in terms of the fact that you are working with college-age students, training them, teaching them, to prepare them to be able to teach and mentor some of these high school students. Tell us a little bit about the Peer Power Foundation, if you will.
So Peer Power Foundation is almost 18 years old now, and what we do is we help to provide public school students with a private school education.
Okay.
And we do that by hiring high-performing college students and putting them inside of classrooms, public schools classrooms during the day, so that we could collapse the student-to-teacher ratio from 1 to 30 to 1 to about 10. So just to talk a little bit more about that, in public schools, there are about 30, 35 students in one class.
Right.
And no one person can meet the individual needs of 30, 35 students.
Okay.
And so we have some after school programming, but what we realize as Peer Power is that during the day is the time where we could impact the lives of students who may not be available to come to Saturday school or may not be available for after school program.
So having said that, how many tutors do you all provide? Is it per class, per school? What's the breakdown there?
So we try to take that ratio down to 1 to 10. So if a teacher has 30 students, we try to give her him or her two more adults to be in that classroom with them.
Mm-hmm.
And class sizes do vary, but we try to collapse that student to teacher ratio by at least half.
So by doing so, you obviously take, like you said, an increased burden off of the teacher, but also offering some real quality time in a much smaller group setting. But more importantly to me, what's important about all this is that these are college-age students working with high school students, so there really isn't much of a gap there between, the high school and the college. thereby increasing the I would say the familiarity, in terms of that. Talk a little bit about that.
You know, a lot of times there's curriculum that is provided by the state, provided by the school district, provided by whomever it's provided by.
Yeah.
So that curriculum oftentimes is not sensitive to the culture that our students live, where our students live. Mm-hmm. Having a college-age student right there in that class, it allows that young person, that high school student, to receive content with examples, with anecdotes, with metaphors that they can identify with. And let me just give an example of that.
Sure.
Curriculum may say, what is the distance between point A and point B? Mm-hmm. And point A may be Antarctica and Asia.
Okay.
Well, if you got students who are from the hood who don't even take vacations, and sometimes we've had students who have not left their neighborhood. They live in Memphis and they have not even seen the Mississippi River. Mm-hmm. When you're giving them an example or calling them to digest a math problem, and the example is not culturally sensitive, then you're missing that student because they're not going to be receptive to that information because it's nothing that they can identify with. Having a college student right there with them that knows pop culture, that knows the Memphis area, it allows that young person to hear real-time examples, pop culture, hip-hop culture, rap culture. That college student is able to make that information relevant in a way that a teacher who may be 20 years older than that student doesn't even have time to know the pop culture like that college student does.
So there's a definite relatability on several levels. And if you're just joining us, we are speaking with Cortney Richardson from the Peer Power Foundation. He is one of their marketing folks out there, and really interesting to talk about the dynamics of education today and how, many of our kids respond to different stimuli in different ways. And so that what you just said a minute ago about the relatability, not only in the proximity of age, but also in maybe what a teacher is talking about, that college student maybe can break that down into more easily digestible terms?
That is exactly correct. And let me tell you another thing that having that college student in that classroom does.
Okay.
It shows that high school student that they can go to college.
Okay.
It shows them that anything is possible. It shows them that you can come from, and as I say, can anything good come out of Nazareth? Can anything good come out of the hood? Absolutely. And having a college student that is from North Memphis, that graduated from the same high school you graduated from, who succeeded past the same set of circumstances that you are faced with now. Having that high school student, that college student there in the classroom with that high school student shows them that whatever you're going through right now, you can get over it, you can get through it, and you can get to the next level in your life.
Anything is possible is basically what you're saying. And I checked out your website, and you have some very impressive statistics of the number of students that you all have mentored and taught, and talk a little bit about just so people understand. You've been around 18 years, but talk about the success rate of the program.
So it is inevitably, if peer power is inside of a school, we see an increase in attendance rates. We see an increase in, if we're in geometry classes, we see double-digit increase, double-digit gains. And in the world of academics, there's this thing called growth and mastery. Mm-hmm. We see double-digit growth, and we see more students in those classes where we have success coaches. More of those students in those classes reach the level of proficiency or mastery. We have ACT Prep University, and our average point increase for ACT Prep University is 3.4 points. So now let me say the maximum amount of points that a student can get on an ACT is 36, right?
Right.
Let's talk about the young person that has a 17 on the ACT and is really only a few points away from a qualifying score that would allow them to receive the Hope Lottery Scholarship and then qualify for other scholarships. That student with that 17 can come to our program, get 3 additional points, 4 additional points on for their ACT, and now they qualify for scholarships. They qualify for monies. And as I say to parents, your student may get their first refund check in college instead of having to wait until they go and get a job and have to pay taxes themselves, which when a student gets a refund check in college, a college student gets a refund check, that is money that the mama does not have to come out of the pocket to pay for books. Yeah. And there are other expenses that just hit you all at once while you're in college. But that young person having that qualifying score when they attend our ACT Prep University, which is a proven program, it helps to set people up for their future.
Cortney, how many schools are you all in now?
We are currently in 9 high schools and 1 middle school.
Okay. Are you looking to expand on that before the year is out, or just incrementally in terms of the number of schools that you are actually involved with?
Not before the academic year is out per se, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. But each academic year, we have expanded into 2 additional high schools.
Okay.
So it just depends. Right now, I heard the young lady just before me, you asked her if she has all the volunteers that she needs, and she was like, no, but as they expand, they need more people. Right. And so we are always recruiting for more college students, hiring more college students to go inside of our classrooms, be a part of our program, to be tutors and mentors. But we're potentially going to expand into 2 additional high schools. But there's a new, and I'm calling it new, but we're in the process of launching an initiative where we not only hire college students to tutor those students who are in high school, but we are about to hire high school students who will then tutor and mentor on the middle school and elementary level.
That's big time. Listen, before I let you go, anybody who wants to learn more about what it is you do or be a part of it, please give us the information.
If you want to learn more about what Peer Power Foundation does, you can visit our website at peerpowerfoundation.org. You can send us an email at info@peerpowerfoundation.org as well. Or you can reach me directly on my office phone at 901-734-4311. And lastly, if you look us up on all social media sites and platforms, we are Peer Power Foundation or Peer Power 901. And we are always looking for folks in the community who would like to support this work. Monthly donors. We are a nonprofit organization that runs off of private donations.
Cortney Richardson, thank you so much, man, for coming on the show, and you got me fired up tonight, and I'm hoping that you got some of our listeners fired up as well. Thank you for the work that you do with Peer Power Foundation, and you're welcome back anytime. Thank you so much.
I would love to come back.
Appreciate it, man. Have a great night. Thank you so much. Yeah. Cortney Richardson, ladies and gentlemen, Peer Power Foundation. They are doing some big things to help these young minds develop into great people, great leaders in the future. So we commend them, and really, really, really glad to have him on the show to talk a little bit about that organization. We're going to take our final break, and when we come back, we are going to shift gears completely. Lights, camera, action. It's all about film and television. We're going to get into all of that with Linn Sitler. This is Real Talk Memphis. I am Chip. We'll be right back.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Crosstown Concourse, offering brand new musical experiences like concerts, live score film screenings, record release parties, weekly music pop-ups, and so much more. For more information, visit crosstownconcourse.com/visit.
The Brooks is open in Overton Park, home to Memphis art collection since 1916. The Memphis Brooks Museum of Art holds the largest collection of world art in the region, with more than 10,000 works spanning 5,000 years of art and cultures. Remember, every Wednesday is free and open until 8 p.m. They are a proud sponsor of WYXR. For more information about the museum and their exhibitions, visit brooksmuseum.org. You belong at the Brooks.
Russ College is now accepting applications for the fall 2022 semester. Located in Holly Springs, Mississippi, and just minutes away from Memphis, Russ College offers degree programs in business, education, math, science, and much more. Call 662-252-8000, extension 4043 for more details. Russ College hosts its Spring High School Preview Day, February 16, 2022. For more information, it's on our website at russcollege.edu. Russ College, where tomorrow's leaders are students today.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
And welcome back to Real Talk Memphis on this Monday evening. Chip here. And, I was thinking during the commercial break, there's nothing more exciting than, driving around the city or depending on where you are out and about and seeing, film crews and TV crews and production crews shooting various projects here in the city. And so it got me to thinking, well, what can we expect in 2022? Memphis is no stranger when it comes to, being on the big screen or the little screen. And so I decided I would reach out to the commissioner, Linn Sitler. She is the commissioner of the Memphis and Shelby County Television and Film Commission. And Linn, thanks for coming on the show and Happy New Year.
Well, Happy New Year to you, Chip. I'm glad to be here. And it's a great show. I've been listening.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So, talk to us about, our city and our county and, what we can expect. And I do have a question to ask you before you get into that. There's a series on right now called Women in the Movement. That ABC is doing right now. It's about Emmett Till and his mother. Did they not film some of that here in Memphis? Am I correct in that?
Yes, they did. And actually, that's the first project I was going to talk about.
Okay.
We actually had the chance to have the whole thing shoot here, except maybe a little bit in Mississippi. But Mississippi played fair and square, and they just came up with more incentive money than our state did. But Sharon O'Gwen and I had already found every location in the script.
Oh my.
And so I was we even had a scout during COVID, and with these hands I packed the coolers for the COVID safe snacks, but it was fair and square, but we didn't get it. Unfortunately, the state couldn't come up with the same incentive money, but we did get some of it. And the Central Station never looked better.
Yeah.
That and Main Street, that was incredible how they transformed Main Street. And then this week, you'll see the last two episodes Thursday night, starting at 7. And I believe the first episode will feature Emmett Till's funeral.
Okay.
And that was shot here.
Okay. I mean, you mentioned it a second ago, and I want to delve a little bit into that. the challenges of being able to get some of these production companies and these big outfits to come down here and shoot in our fair city. Kind of lay out some of the challenges that are involved in all of that.
Well, it was totally different when I first took this job. You had to, there was no talk of incentives. Maybe the mayors would give free police or let them have a free building, that belonged to the government, but no millions and millions of dollars like today. Mm-hmm. It was all then more of an aesthetic decision and a subjective decision, where if they liked the photos that we had sent them of the locations and the scripts, then they would come here to scout. And then, I'm not bragging, but everything depended on how things went on the scout. And if they liked the film commission, namely Sharon and me, if they liked the city, I'd always take them to meet the mayors, and they, were always very extraordinarily welcoming. Mm-hmm. But there was no talk. It didn't hinge on incentives. Today, and ever since about 2000, everything has hinged on incentives. Mm-hmm. They could be going to a city that they hate, that where the film commission was not as nice as we are, and they're stuck there because they offer such good incentives. Now, we do have hope that the new incentive that the state is offering, it's stronger because it doesn't depend on legislation.
Okay.
Before it was like, oh, well, let's go there and get the Shelby County delegation and some others to vote on X number of dollars for this big project that was going to mean X number of jobs for the city. Mm-hmm. But now it's a tax credit and also a tax exemption. And it's for companies. It's a little complicated. For companies like Discovery that own HBO. Mm-hmm. And the parent company Discovery is based in Tennessee and has a huge tax liability. If HBO, which belongs to Discovery, shoots in Tennessee, then they get a tax credit that they give back to the parent company. So I think we're going to see a lot of HBO, and we're going to see more of NBC Universal because Comcast has a big tax liability here.
Wow, that's complicated stuff. I'm glad we have somebody smart like you kind of in charge of all of this.
I have to really study it.
Well, there's a lot to all of this, but I guess it
was easier before, just trying to get them to like me.
Well, you're a very likable person, Lynn. There's no doubt about that. But listen, these big productions do mean big money for cities and counties, and of course, a big economic boon in terms of hiring folks and a lot of things like that. Am I correct?
Yes, the hotels, the food, just the construction bills alone, the groceries, the location fees. The drivers, most people think, we're giving money to Hollywood. No, the biggest payroll when you get a big project in is the drivers and the carpenters.
Yeah. The people that build the sets and things like that. Yeah, I can imagine that. Before I let you go, we got anything on the horizon? You can give us a sneak peek into 2022 and beyond.
Well, we have things going on right now that have been clients that are coming up. Who We Are, A Chronicle of Racism in America, is made by a fella, and that wasn't a big budget. We help projects all the time that aren't big budget. This one is very culturally important, and it's written by a fella who actually lived in Memphis. As a matter of fact, Sharon O'Gwen's family, the Fox family, is featured in the story as a Memphis family who helped combat the racism that Jeffrey's family faced when he was growing up here in Memphis. Okay. And Sharon's there as a little baby. Wow. But she's the deputy director and the project specialist. And then we just had a film, The Scent of Linden, that'll be showing up at a premiere in Memphis late in the year. and it's actually about the Bulgarian community in Memphis.
Oh, wow.
And we have huge budget commercial for Pfizer that's going to go on the air in February. So there's a whole lot that was shot in 2021 that we're going to get to see in 2022. And yes, there is a secret project that we're trying to recruit. And I cannot tell a lie. I can't say what it is, but it's an exciting project.
Well, we're gonna let you hold on to it, and but right before it comes out, you're gonna have to come back on the show to give us a sneak peek as to exactly what's gonna happen when all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. You promise?
Yes, I promise. And I've enjoyed listening tonight and being on your show. This is great, Chip.
Thank you, Lynn. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate you coming on, and you are welcome anytime. We love to talk about the entertainment scene here in Memphis and Shelby County, and thank you for the work that you do as commissioner. Thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for the work you've always done.
Thank you. I so appreciate that. You take care of yourself. We'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Well, I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, another great show tonight. Fun, filled with some great information, and I hope you all learned something. And as Lola plays us out tonight, I always want to never be neglectful in thanking you, the listener, for supporting this project, and play us out. There you go. And by the way, Lola, this is her first time on the board tonight, production board. She has done an amazing job, masterful job. Kudos, congratulations. Yeah, take your bow.
If you like real talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion?
That's not the out
Want to
thing.
be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message.
There we go. But anyway, see, this is what happens when you talk too quick. But anyway, no, she did a great job tonight, and I thank her very, very much. And thanks, Jack, for guiding her through it. And I thank you for listening to us. If you're checking us out on Facebook Live, please do. And if you want to be a guest on this radio show, reach out. Check me out, man. This is a good show, and we get good guests on this show. But I thank you all again. And if the Lord says so, we'll be back here next week, same time, same station, and we'll try to do it just a little bit better. But for Nicole, Lola, and Jack, I'm Chip, and we're out.
It's real.